Okay, it is the Trump Roundup, and this is week number 33 that we've survived so far.
Oh, fuck.
We've survived.
Okay.
There's people in Houston that haven't, and there's going to be a whole lot in Florida that don't either.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have not only Irma on the way, we have Jose, Katya, and I think there's a couple more lining up as well. So,
yeah.
Honestly, if
although Katya doesn't seem to be posing too much of a risk to the U.S. territories, but
yeah,
hurricanes are they can take turns.
I question why certain people live in these places if there's a risk of this kind of thing happening often.
I don't know. Maybe we should ask our friend Jermaine.
Yeah, he's been getting ready for it as well. He's on a wonderful keto. He's got a his own video channel on YouTube where he talks about his keto diet that he does. Really good guy. You should go check him out. Anyway, he's talking about stocking up on stuff, trying to get ready for it. So he's talking about beef jerky and nuts and all these other hard cheeses and stuff. And it's wonderfully exciting. Yeah, I miss that man so much. We need to get the old band back together. Anyway, we're talking about Trump Roundup. Let's see. Where did he start this week? Earlier in the week, he expelled 3 Russian diplomatic compounds. Thank you, Kelly, for that. That was not Trump.
It was not.
And when they were vacating these premises, they only had a couple of days to do so. It was just kind of odd that, like, in I think the San Francisco one, they had the fireplace going. So that tells me that they were burning a lot of things. And when
that's not terribly unusual for diplomats, really. No, so that's not like. But
the thing is, the other interesting thing that happened is that the FBI was ready to move in as soon as like the time hit where they needed to be completely out, and some people weren't out and everything. So they came in and they seized documents and stuff. So that was pretty interesting. He traveled to Texas and Louisiana after the Hurricane Harvey with Melania. We already kind of covered that a little bit.
There was terrific video of him shoving a Red Cross bucket in the cab of somebody's truck.
So picture it this way, folks.
Until people told him to put it in the bed.
Put it this way. You pull up to have the president honorifically like put something in your car, and he hands you like a 5-gallon like Jim Baker bucket through your window. Onto your lap.
Here you go.
And he said, "Here you go. Have a good day," or something like that. It was like, "Have fun."
Well, have a good time. Have fun.
It was "have a good time," I think is what he said. And it was fucking ridiculous. And then he like loaded up a couple of things in the back, and like he's like, "Okay, that's good. See ya." And everybody's like, "No, sir. There's still a couple more things you need to put in." So he was just ready to be done with that hard work as quickly as it started.
Oh man.
Let's see. He insulted China and South Korea after North Korea's latest nuclear test, which this is already outdated, as my notes have shown here.
Yeah.
And I put this together yesterday.
Yeah.
And he threatened to stop all trade with any country that does business with Pyongyang in North Korea, for those that don't know geography. So
that's a lot.
That's Russia, that's China, that's Thailand, that's Vietnam. That's a lot of fucking countries over there in the Eastern Bloc, where if we stopped all trade with them, that's slashing our own throat.
Yeah.
This man is a fucking idiot if you didn't know that already. Oh, and I can picture the YouTube comments right now. Everybody's going to be like, "Oh, how dare you talk so mean about our leader, our president." If anybody else, literally fucking anybody else made that kind of suggestion, he would have been rode out of town on a rail. But no, he gets a pass because he's Trump and he's the cult of personality.
Sure.
So
yeah, he is. The funny part is that would also apply to all of the
imports,
all of the Trump branded product,
all the
he imports from
Ivanka
China.
Stuff, all the Trump stuff. Yeah. And that would probably also include, the business dealings that he just signed with China where he has trademarks and stuff with them. Yeah, that counts too, doesn't it, President?
Yeah.
So he'll never do that. It was just all bluster.
It'd be fun to see if they retaliate by revoking those.
That'd be great. Oh my God, I would love that so much. He announced that he's going to end DACA, which is the deferred action on children late arrivals,
childhood
arrivals. Yeah. But he gave Congress and he couldn't come out and do it on his own. He had Jeff Sessions come out and deliver this.
He had Sessions do it,
which was
and
it was such a cowardly.
It was such a mealy mouth, poorly. They fucking called the executive order on deferred action unconstitutional, which is completely untrue because it completely contradicts their earlier statements on his travel ban. That the president can't
unilaterally handle immigration.
The president, the executive branch, has complete authority over immigration and who enters the country or stays in the country.
Unless that plan was made by a black guy.
Right.
Then, all of a sudden we got to rescind that. And if it's being nice to brown people, God forbid. So he's going to give Congress a 6-month window to replace it.
Yeah, of course he will.
Which Obama tried to do this for 8 years. And the Republicans were like, no, we're not going to do that. Even though their best friend Reagan was going to do that kind of thing. Which is also interesting because he tweeted out a shitty little response to the people worried about the DACA thing. He's like, don't worry. If nothing will happen, nothing's going to happen in the next 6 months to you. And it's like, you need to understand why the DACA people are kind of worried about this, because in order for them to be on the DACA program, they had to essentially tell the National Security Agency, Department of Homeland Security, where they are, who they are, who they're with, everything, literally everything about them.
Yeah.
And so if 6 months goes by and they don't have this plan, guess who's going to be shipped out of the country? And the Republicans are giddy and clapping about this. And I don't see how they think that this is returning law and order to the country. They're like, this is going to make it like, no, you're punishing people that are Americans, except for the fact that they don't have the documentation.
Well, and the thing they're forgetting about these people, and most of them are adults now.
Yeah.
The thing they're forgetting about these adults is you can't really deport them because they don't have citizenship in any other country. They have no citizenship whatsoever.
They're in this wonderful gray area that they're not wanted by here, but their father country or mother country, whatever the hell you want to say, might want them back if they could prove that they are actually from there. But these people are going to be going to a country where they don't speak the language.
They don't speak the language. They don't have birth certificates. They don't have anything to show where they were born.
Though, after seeing Vicente Fox's latest video about him becoming president in 2020, Mexico's looking like a pretty good place, man. Oh, Jesus. It's amazing. Like, I think it was, I don't know if it was Craig Ferguson or whoever it was that pointed this out, where they said Trump telling people not to worry for the next 6 months because, who knows what's going to happen, is like telling a pregnant girl that there's nothing to worry about. There's no problem, for the next 6 or 8 months. It's just like, eventually it's going to be a problem. There's a reason that people are worried, because they're worried about what happens after that little period of time. And 6 months is honestly not that much time. I guarantee you Congress is not going to have anything in place in 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to fall back, and Trump's going to be like, I'm going to keep it in place.
Well, the thing is, even with the deferred action, these people were still not in a great position.
No.
Because they weren't given citizenship.
No, they were given the chance to stay.
They weren't even given a position. They weren't even put in a position where they could get green card.
Yeah. It just made it so they wouldn't be punished if they tried to get certain jobs that they couldn't do before. Like, picture it this way, folks. If you wanted to go to college, I mean, up until a couple of years ago, if you wanted to go to college in these states where you are an illegal immigrant in, you were able to do so, but you couldn't get any federal assistance for student aid. Can't fill out a FAFSA form. You'd have to pay for it out of your own pocket, unless you wanted to get financing through independent people, which guess what? Interest rates are pretty fucking high on that. You want health
And
insurance?
they wouldn't even do that because you can't provide the documentation that they would require.
Yeah. So a lot of these places that if you wanted to go to college, you would have to also pay out of state, tuition instead of, in state, even if you were somebody that's lived in that state for 20 something years, because you are not a citizen. So there's a problem there. Oh man, there's so much shit that everybody on the right seems to think that these illegal immigrants are, draining the system. And it's like, you have no fucking clue. You have no idea how fucking hard it is for these people. And I don't care if people that are my friends watching this say that I'm a bleeding heart. Like, look, guys, they're paying into systems they're never going to see a penny of. Ever.
Yeah. They're not taking anybody's jobs.
Nope.
I mean that's just statistically true. They're not taking jobs away from people because there have been programs that have tried to give these jobs to citizens.
Now,
and they don't want them.
Imagine you had this degree that, if you had your master's degree, or you were in you had a degree in an advanced science kind of thing. For most of the jobs that you'd want to apply for, you have to provide proof of citizenship. Not all of them, but some corporations require you to do that, especially if you're going to be working for the federal government, or if you're going to be working for certain health groups, or if, there's different registration at different levels for certain things. Imagine having your PhD and you could be a doctor if you wanted to, and not being able to get your residency. Just imagine that, 8 to 12 years of school, and you can't do the job that you've been wanting to do your whole fucking life. All because you have these asshole old white guys in Washington, D.C. that can't see the fact that they're ready to be citizens here. If you got people that want to be citizens and are going to contribute to the society, by all fucking means, let them do so. They're like, well, they need to go back to their country and get in line. No.
Which country? Which country is their country?
Exactly.
It's where they were born. They spent less than 6 months, maybe.
These people.
A lot of these people were born possibly on the road.
These right-wing assholes seem to think that, all illegal immigrants are Mexicans.
No, they're not.
They're not thinking about all the people here from China. They're not thinking of all the people that are here from Canada. It's not just Mexico, white guys. Quit being afraid of the brown people. So thankfully, he was promptly sued by 15 attorneys general over that decision to repeal DACA. So good for that. He began selling gold presidential medals with his face on them.
Right. That's
to fund his re-election campaign. And you want to know about these medals? I actually have some information here on this. I've got one of the medals right here in front of me. It is on his official website, along with other intriguing products such as I love waking up and remembering that Donald Trump is president mugs, USA thank you tour beer koozies and stuff. There's a small medallion, and by small I mean super small. It's 2 3/4 inches round. So it's the diameter is 2.75, so it's not very big. It's 6 inches all the way around.
It's penis size.
Yeah.
It's Trump penis size.
And on the edge of it, it's less than 1/4 inch. So the front of it has Donald Trump's picture. It's a portrait. And it says Donald J. Trump above it. And the reverse side of it has an American flag, a colored American flag on the back. And it says, "Make America Great Again" around it. And the funniest thing about this whole medal is that it says it also includes a routed wood stand to display the medallion. That's fine. But it says a blue craft box with a Trump Pence logo in gold foil and blah, blah, blah. But they spelled craft with a K. And Twitter has been having a wonderful time with it. They're like, gold is nice, but it's not really my color. Do they come in peach? And someone says, well, as long as he's not profiting from his presidency. Oh, fuck. Wait, never mind. And so it's like a Kraft blue box, like mac and cheese. That looks like a hilarious mistake. That's fucking hilarious. I'm intrigued by this Kraft blue box in the description. Is it shipped in mac and cheese? And people are like, just amazing. So yeah, he's selling stupid little medallions now, and it's just that's not presidential. And he's selling it on his own website. It's not somebody else that's being commissioned to do this.
That's not third party.
Oh, he had a instant compromise with the top Democrats this week on a budget deal to raise the debt ceiling.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful because it was the biggest fuck you
to the GOP.
To the GOP.
And the thing is,
it was his ego. It was his ego. It was his demand. It was his personal demand to be able to say that he made a deal. But he didn't really make a deal. He just caved.
He got fucked. He got supremely fucked by the Democrats. And people may wonder what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
He could have taken this whole, disaster relief funding, attached stuff to it in a rider, have it being brought up into Congress, have them sign on it, or have them vote on it. And if it has riders on it that the Democrats don't want, like, removing Planned Parenthood, doing this, doing that kind of thing, because they've done shitty things like this before, and the Democrats voted against it, that's something his party could have used in the 2018 elections. No, but he doesn't have the gamesmanship. He doesn't understand how fucking Washington works to play these kinds of games.
He doesn't, because he so desperately needs a win.
Yeah, because this is about the only thing that he's going to be getting passed.
Right.
Who knows if
he
will, though?
Signed anything, but sure, he kept the government from shutting down, and he got people disaster relief funding.
Yeah,
that was.
Since we're talking about hurricanes and disaster relief, he warned that Hurricane Irma, and this is a couple of days ago, he said, looks like it could be something that will be not good. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our president. He speaks like
something that will be not good. Yes, we have
words for that. Catastrophic, terrible, we
now have bits of island that are uninhabitable. These are U.S. territories that are now uninhabitable.
Something that will be not good.
Yeah.
Why do you say things this way? Not good. What is the definition of not good? Oh, fuck, I don't know. Bad.
Bad? Even bad is, catastrophic.
Yeah.
Awful,
okay, he
terrible.
He lied once again about American tax rates. Saying
of course
that
he did.
We're the most taxed nation on the planet. And I saw that the Freedom Caucus is going to try to fuck him up on that one too. So his tax reform's not going to pass. So.
Of course it's not, because it's really shitty.
And his travel ban, the thing that he says that it's an overreach for presidents to make statements like that for some reason. His travel ban got once again blocked by the federal appeals court. So I think this one's going to go up to the Supreme Court for reals.
I'm sure it is.
He tweeted out I already said that one about the DACA recipients. So yeah, that's what Trump's been up to this week. I'm sure he's got a lot more, but we've given you enough to chew on.
Well, he's done most of what his public ranting is quite a bit less, because Kelly is keeping a leash on him.
Yeah, he's got him pretty laced up tight. So, and from my understanding, listening to a couple of people comment on this, is that Trump absolutely is hating.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is. There's also rumor right now that he's looking at getting rid of or firing Tillerson.
Oh, well, that'll be fun. Why do you need him anymore? Because he's not being a nice run in between with the Russians anymore. And
right,
also
he's not being an in between, and because it was also forced to say, this guy, he doesn't.
And the Yemen and Saudi Arabia thing that he was working on, trying to make it, inroads there. Yeah, that failed too.
No,
So
failed big time.
he can't.
Failed big time.
He can't do anything.
You're right. Yeah, and then there was all the shit that happened with Trump Jr.
Oh,
Trump
Jesus.
Jr. testified.
Yeah, I wanted to test whether she has her ability to be president. Like,
right.
Wait, what?
Shit. Yeah, that was the okay.
So at the very least, they're going to have him on perjury, because he's lied to Congress. He wasn't under oath, but you could still get nailed for lying to Congress. So.
Well, no, but he didn't lie to. He may not have lied to Congress, but he definitely lied in everything he made, every statement he made before.
Yeah, keep an eye open because things are going to get really interesting here really soon. So,
oh yeah, I sure hope so.
We'll see what happens with week 34. Until then, have a drink, people. That's our fucking president.
Galaxy.